The case of Securities and Exchange Commission versus AZ 1731 Realty Incorporated examines whether the inclusion of a deceased person as an incorporator constitutes fraud and if it warrants the revocation of a corporation's registration. Let's break down the facts, the issue, and the Supreme Court's ruling. AZ 1731 Realty Incorporated was incorporated on April 23, 2008, with Pasita Javier listed as one of its incorporators, subscribing to 1,437 shares worth 1,437,000 Cuban pesos. However, it was later discovered that Pasita had died in 2004, nearly 4 years before the company's incorporation. This led Azucena Loxin Garcia to file a complaint with the Securities and Exchange Commission, arguing that the corporation's registration was fraudulent. The SEC's Company Registration and Monitoring Department ruled in her favor, revoking AZ 1731 Realty Incorporated's certificate of incorporation. The company appealed, stating that Pasita's inclusion was merely symbolic and did not affect the corporation's validity since it still had enough incorporators to comply with legal requirements. However, the SEC and bank upheld the revocation. The Court of Appeals later reversed this decision, ruling that Pasita's inclusion did not amount to fraud and that dissolving the corporation was too harsh a penalty. The issue is whether the inclusion of a deceased person as an incorporator constitutes fraud in obtaining a corporate registration, justifying the revocation of the company's certificate of incorporation. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of AZ 1731 Realty Incorporated, stating that while Pasita's inclusion was erroneous, it did not constitute fraud, as fraud requires intentional deception to misrepresent qualifications. The corporation still met the legal requirements for incorporators and capital, and its operations contributed to the economy. Revoking the corporation's registration was excessive, as the mistake could be corrected without completely dissolving the company. Instead of dissolving the corporation, the court ordered AZ 1731 Realty Incorporated to amend its Articles of Incorporation within 6 months, removing Pasita's name and returning her shares and earnings to her estate. This case highlights the importance of accuracy in corporate filings, but also demonstrates that minor technical errors should not automatically result in severe penalties. The ruling ensures that corporate integrity is upheld while allowing businesses to correct honest mistakes.